What is up, y'all? I've been taking in the Raw Dog Corey C fake feud over the last few days. It's funny. Corey's a Corey's a pretty smart guy, and so is Raw Dog. Um, Interesting thing about Raw Dog, he sort of covers the spectrum, and Corey has a big old hard drive and a and a memory to match, so he can like remember what somebody said. He could go on a murderous rampage with my videos. Take a couple of the vids where I'm playing devil's advocate and just make me look like the dork that I am. Anyway, though, this began on almost a point of seriousness between Corey and Raw Dog, where Raw Dog pointed out that within the healthcare reform, the whole pre-existing condition thing wasn't so bad of an idea. And Corey, in all of his eloquence, takes, oh man, if you add up all the videos, takes 2 solid hours to say no, it ain't. So check this out. Um, Healthcare insurance. It's kind of a complicated algorithm based on risk and income, and then you pay a certain fee for a premium accordingly based on your given risk. And it had sort of evolved to the point where companies would refuse potential members entry based on something that had been going on with them previously. I assume the idea behind it is that if they had been able to exercise preventative measures, then it would have been more cost effective for them to cover the person, right? Now, in our minds, though, and what hurts our conscience is we don't feel that it's right that somebody with a pre-existing condition should be denied a healing service, okay? So we want to change things around, force them to do so. All the while, though, I wish there was some way that I could express how I view economics to other people, because there's a reason why certain products and certain services cost a certain amount of money, and it has to do with their value and the consumer's tolerance for the value that's offered. If you force a company to perform a service, and not only do you force a company to perform a service, you force a company to perform a service and you tell them no, and this is how much money you're going to do it for. All of a sudden, you have created a rift in the economics of the process. Instead of being able to examine the processes of what's going on and dividing up the money accordingly and charging the money accordingly, the whole thing gets broken. And when we're talking about government, the way that they compensate for it is, oh, you don't have enough money to continue doing business here, we'll bail you out. And then you'll be beholden to us. And then you can continue to do what we force you to do. And the way that we'll pay for that is we will take money from all these other companies that are working and they're doing fine in the moment, and we'll give you these subsidies to bail you out, and then you can pay us back. People need to trust the economy. Now, before you get your panties in a wad, think about what I'm saying here. You need to trust that when something costs a certain amount of money, you don't think, oh, gee whiz, I can't afford that. If you want it that bad, to quote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, don't think like, oh, I can't afford that, it'll never happen. Government, please give it to me. Think about how you can afford it the right way, not by everybody, oh, let's see, let's say I have a little piece of gold in my hand, right? And it's mine, right? It is my property. I am one person in the room out of 10, but the other 9 people raise their hands and say, we want some of that gold. Well, because it's 9 people, does that somehow give them possession of that property? Do we just cut it up and divide it up 10 ways? What if I'm the one who went into the hole, into the ground to grab that gold out? I risked my life. I spent my time. I got my gold. The way that money and value are created has to do with somebody asserting their labor to a natural resource and the task. I don't know. I think people, especially conservative people, really need to see this stuff for what it is. You need to trust a business and a venture to conduct its process. And I will nearly guarantee you, you give me a case where something is messed up and something seems unfair and it's gone too far, and I will show you the legislation that allowed that business to conduct itself in such a fashion. Whether it's certain states allowing a company monopoly where other companies aren't allowed to compete, I'll show it to you. I'm telling you, people, this whole thing is a case of people messing with the weather and then bitching about the rain. That's all I got for this morning, and we'll have more on this soon if there's good interest in it, and we'll see y'all later.